Yeah, so I was an Air Force brat. So my dad spent his whole career in the Air Force, retired as a two-star general. In fact, this is his. These are the flags that were in his general's office after he retired, and he's passed away. But I inherited the flag, so it's fairly special to me. But I was born in Germany when he was stationed there. Left 6 months later, so I don't really remember that. Sort of on my bucket list to go back to Landstuhl, Germany, where I was born.
Yeah.
And then so we traveled. We moved about every 18 months growing up, and I landed here in Oklahoma when Dad was commander up at Vance Air Force Base in Enid. And fell in love with Oklahoma. And it was that teenage years where I don't know what it was. Every other place we went I enjoyed, but there was something about Oklahoma at that time I really enjoyed the most. He got stationed down in Del Rio, Texas, which was not my favorite place to be for a year. And then he got stationed back in Vietnam. And my mom came in. It's one of those, and everybody has these moments in life where you just make a snap decision and it changes the whole trajectory of your life. So she walked in. We'd loved living in Virginia. We loved living in Arizona and a couple other places that we really enjoyed. And she said, you know, your dad's going to Vietnam. Your brother's already in college. It's just me and you. We can go anywhere you want. Where do you want to go? And I go, I want to go back to Oklahoma. And it was literally a 30-second conversation. And she goes, okay. So we moved back here. 3 days later, I met the gal I've been married to for 44 years. So again, one 30-second conversation. I could have said Arizona or Virginia just as easy, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then was supposed to go to the Air Force Academy. I was going to follow in Dad's footsteps a little bit, and but by then I'd really fallen in love, and my girlfriend at the time, now wife, was a year younger. And so when it came time to go to college, I'm like, whoo, Colorado's a long way from Enid, Oklahoma. So then I was going to go to Westminster over in Missouri. That even seemed too long, so I chose Oklahoma State because of its proximity to Enid, Oklahoma. And I remember my dad going, geographic location is a piss poor reason to pick a college. And like, I know, Dad, but that's all I got. And so, and so I did that, and actually really enjoyed Oklahoma State, and got out of there. My wife and I, by then, we were like East Coast, West Coast. That's kind of typical, probably Oklahoma kid, you know. Let's get out of Oklahoma thing. And a buddy of mine's dad worked at Ditch Witch, and he goes, you know, they're interviewing. So I went over there, and I can't even explain it. Just sort of like pulling up in the driveway, I go, I can't explain it, but this is where I want to go to work. So I sort of canceled all my other interviews and focused solely on seeing if I could get on there. And I did. I was 23 and spent 23 years there, and fortunately had the opportunity later in life to, mainly because just great people around me that helped me so much. We're just this beautiful infrastructure of friends and smart people that helped me. And getting to run it that last few years was just a blast. But that's sort of career one, and then career two's now been not doing that. So.
Yeah. Spending so much time on a plane, you know, 40 countries, I think, right, is the stat that Ditch Witch is in, or they have dealerships in, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably about right. I don't remember the exact stat, but that's probably about right. About 120 locations around the world. And it was a blast. I mean, you know, when you're younger and you're flying around and visiting all parts of the world, and it was just an absolute blast.